they want to give Crawford millions of dollars, right? You know, but don't try to come and try to fool me, telling me that Crawford can beat Canelo. There is no way. There is no way that Crawford can beat Canelo.
As the clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford edges closer, the boxing world is on fire with anticipation. Fans, fighters, and analysts are locked in debate. Some argue Canelo's size and raw power will once again be too much to handle, while others are convinced that Crawford's sharp skills and tactical genius will break to the champion's armor. Inside Canelo's camp, every detail is under the microscope. His sparring sessions, his nutrition, even his mindset. Nothing slips by as the sport's biggest superstar gears up for what could be the most dangerous test of his career.
Este tipo de barras de proteína, digo, cuando tienes mucha hambre o estás ocupado, o como yo que me gusta jugar golf, creo que llevarte una en la mochila, en la maleta, y mientras que estás, que tiras en el intermedio, puedes comerte una como para salir los 18 hoyos, creo que es importante. Peanut butter, muy rica. No, mi dieta es muy fácil. Complicada, pero fácil. En la mañana son mis claritas de huevo con jamón. En la tarde mi pescado con verduras. En la noche igual lo que como, mi pescado con verduras. Ese prácticamente es mi dieta. No, pues mi régimen de entrenamiento es en la mañana hacer todo lo que es de box, el sparring, los costales, la técnica y después después de eso, pues el acondicionamiento físico.
Crawford is stepping up in weight with supreme confidence, already envisioning the blueprint to dethrone the Mexican icon. Yet Canelo's camp insists that size, power, and battle-tested experience will be an obstacle too great, even for a talent as rare as Bud. This isn't just a fight. It's a collision of eras, styles, and legacies. One mistake from either man, and history will etch it in stone forever. Just listen to Shane Mosley. He summed it up perfectly. In his eyes, Canelo's sheer size could turn this fight into a nightmare for Terence Crawford. Mosley reminded everyone that Bud isn't the type to dance around the ring or run from danger. He's a dog. He comes forward, sets his feet, and breaks opponents down piece by piece. That's what's made him dominant at welterweight and super welterweight. But against a naturally bigger, stronger, thicker fighter like Canelo, that very style could be the thing that unravels him. Mosley made it clear, this fight isn't just about skill, it's about physics. Crawford's timing and ring IQ might help him land clean, but what happens when Canelo absorbs those shots and keeps marching forward? What happens when Bud decides to plant his feet and trade? Mosley warned that it won't end well. At 168, Crawford would be facing a level of size, power, and pressure he's never experienced. And that's the concern many boxing greats are echoing. Crawford can box, no doubt, but to topple Canelo at super middleweight, you don't just need skill. You need movement, the discipline to use every inch of the ring, slip, dodge, and fight on the run.
Shane, what do you think about Canelo and Crawford?
I think Canelo's too big for Crawford. I think Canelo's too big for Crawford. I think that the reason why, if Crawford was a mover like the rest of the fight, then maybe he can have a good chance with Canelo. But I think that being that Crawford is a fighter, that's gonna be dangerous. That's gonna be his problem. He's a fighter. He wants to fight. He's gonna move a little bit, but his heart is not in moving. So he's gonna have to sit there and fight with Canelo. If you sit there and fight with Canelo, and he's that much bigger than you, then I don't know. But everybody think, Crawford, he's a great boxer. He's this, he's that, which he is. He's a great fighter, and I think he's a great fighter at 140, 47, and he seems just to be, good at 54. Now we're going to 68.
How many more tricks has Canelo learned since you last fought him?
But Crawford's pride won't let him fight that way. He's too much of a warrior at heart. And if he approaches Canelo the same way he dismantled Spence, Porter, or Khan, standing his ground, trading shots, the ending feels already written.
If he's able to be aggressive, not be affected by Bud's punches, and just keep, attacking and imposing that will on him, and then Bud being the dog that he is, and just saying, you know what, I'm gonna go, I'm letting loose. I think that can change the effect on Bud, and I think that will be the way that Alvarez can win that fight.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so what do you think? Obviously, if Bud remains slick, what outside of that could cause Canelo to lose?
Take it from Regis Prograis. He didn't sugarcoat a thing when asked about Crawford's chances. To him, this isn't just another big fight. This is Canelo Alvarez we're talking about, the face of Mexican boxing, an undisputed legend who's been steamrolling champion for years.
Canelo and Bud. Who you like in this fight?
Canelo.
Why? Because Bud had to move up 3 classes?
Yes. And in the history of boxing, I've never seen anybody move up 2 classes and be successful.
Well, Roy did.
I mean, but not in one jump, not in one leap.
Right, you're right.
It was here,
right.
Light, heavyweight, fight a few fights,
right.
Okay, heavyweight. We talking about he just fought 147 one fight ago.
Right.
And then you gonna fight at 168?
Yeah. Cause did he fight his last fight at 54?
Yes, just one fight
right.
though.
And so now he'd go from 54 to 60 to 68.
Right.
And then he doesn't have a rehydration clause, so Canelo might be 180. 185, 190.
190.
Right. Do you think he thinks he can outbox Canelo?
I think he can outbox Canelo too until he get hit.
Prograis stressed that while Terence Crawford may be one of the most gifted technicians the sport has ever witnessed, skill alone can't erase the gap in raw, unforgiving power.
Jamel was undisputed at 154, and Canelo hit him, and Jamel was like, hell no, Jamel took a knee, So it's a big difference. And Crawford had that one fight at 154, and he didn't, Madrimov would touch him up a little bit. And this is nowhere close to Madrimov. You talk about Canelo. Now, if it was just another bigger guy, I would go with Crawford. But you talk about this might be, people might kill me for it, but not really, but this might be the best Mexican fighter ever. One of them, at least, right? You talk about Canelo and Crawford going up against him. So the only thing they have, but I would say the only thing he has going for him is he's a skillful fighter, and Canelo is older, but so is Crawford too. I think Crawford is 37, 38, something like that. Canelo's 36, so they both are older right now. But man, I don't personally see it. A lot of people see that Crawford can beat Canelo. It's just like that punch resistance is something else. They make weight classes for a reason. If he could beat him, man, I think he on the Mount Rushmore of fighters if Crawford can pull this off. But I don't see it.
Canelo carries a kind of destructive, bone-rattling power that can flip a fight with a single shot. And Regis is convinced Crawford has never stood in front of anything like it.
Oh, I'm feeling great. I've been working out. Actually, I just got done running before we head into the press conference. So everything is going according to plan, and I'm looking forward to becoming a 3-time undisputed champion come September 13th.
As shocking as it may sound, Canelo Alvarez is walking into this fight as the underdog. Let that sink in. The man who's carried the sport for over a decade, a multi-division champion, one of the most dominant forces of his generation, now finds himself doubted. That's the Crawford effect.
I'm going with Terence Crawford, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.
Terence Bud, Crawford's reputation rests on surgical precision, ruthless instinct, and a relentless mindset that has dismantled every man put in front of him.
All right, let me ask you, you're a boxing fan, right?
Yeah, bang.
Canelo versus Terence Crawford. Like right now, according to betonline.ag, Canelo's favored -180, Crawford is 139. That means that if you bet on Canelo, you'd have to bet $180 to make $100.
That's not that bad.
It's almost 2-to-1 odds.
Yeah, but
Almost.
Canelo stuff used to be way crazier than that.
Terence Crawford's no joke, though.
You know, I mean, I would bet Terence Crawford on the fight.
So you would bet on Terence Crawford?
Yeah.
Why?
He never lost. Mayweather beat Canelo real easy. And I don't think Terence Crawford...
Mayweather beat Canelo way early on. Way early on.
But
plus it's Mayweather.
Listen, Law is Mayweather, his cheat code. But I think if anybody can beat Canelo, it's Terence Crawford. I mean, I'm not betting against somebody that never lost. You know what I mean? Now, if Terence Crawford take his punches, that's what we got to see.
Yeah, September 13th in Las Vegas.
That's going to be the biggest fight ever,
probably. It'll be on Netflix.
I think it's going to be the biggest fight ever.
Yeah, Canelo's getting $150 million. Crawford's getting $50 million. Huge paydays for everyone involved.
Plus, they're going to get probably back-end money, too.
Yeah.
Well, how does that work? Because it's not pay-per-view. Do they still...
Netflix putting up the money.
So I'm saying, so they don't get no back-end then?
No, there is no back-end. There's ticket sales.
Yeah, because pay-per-view, the back-end is the most.
There's no pay-per-view.
I guess if you give me $50 million up front, I don't really care about the back-end. You give me
but Netflix doesn't do back-ends, period. Like, even
so
on
he
movie
getting 3 times more than Terence Crawford? God damn. That's crazy, bro. I would at least think it'd be 2 times.
Would you turn down $50 million?
Not even 5.
So,
I know
today you could be pocket watching the other boxer, but at the end of the day, you're still getting $50 million.
Yeah, $50 million.
Biggest payday he's ever gotten in his life, even after taxes and whatever.
Like, I just think he was enough of a draw. They can get at least half of what he was getting. Well, of course, $50 million. Like,
Canelo has the whole like Latin community, and you got to think that's a huge.
But yeah, I remember Terence Crawford's last fight's been sold out just like Canelo's.
No, I mean they all sell out. Terence is a beast. I just feel like Canelo's kind of a bigger figure.
He a bigger figure, but I think he was 3 times bigger. This fight's gonna be insane.
Hey man, it's all about negotiation.
You know what it was? Because you know why? Probably he getting so much less because Canelo ain't had to take it. Canelo scared of Benavidez though, period. And I don't think he could beat Benavidez at all. I would bet on Benavidez.
Yeah,
for sure.
Fans, analysts, even veteran pros insist Canelo's size won't matter once Crawford starts dissecting him. But here's the reality: Canelo isn't weighed down by that narrative. If anything, it's lit a fire inside him. Every glimpse from his camp shows a man possessed, training harder than ever, sharpening every weapon, and reminding the world why he still wears a crown of boxing royalty. For Canelo, this fight isn't just about defending a legacy. It's about proving that when the odds tilt against him, the king doesn't bend, doesn't fold, and never bows. Not to anyone. Not even Terence Crawford. And here's where it gets real. Because for all the talk about Crawford's IQ and timing, there's one thing he's never dealt with before. Canelo Alvarez's raw, unrelenting size and power.
Oh, wow. You really feel that Terence could stop a bigger Canelo?
Possibly, yeah. Sure. He's got super accurate shots, and if he's able to weather the storm early from Canelo, if that's what Canelo's strategy is, that could tire him out, and could allow a window for Terence Crawford to start seeing if he's able to pick the holes and land the good shots. He could certainly tire Canelo out and stop him later in the fight. It's definitely possible.
Canelo is a natural super middleweight with a granite chin and those trademark body shots that have folded world-class fighters in half. He's mastered the art of cutting off the ring, applying relentless pressure, and trapping opponents in corners where his left hook to the liver becomes a nightmare no one escapes. That's not just brute strength, that's technical mastery, pure ring generalship. If Canelo can close the distance, smother Crawford, and make this fight about physicality instead of finesse, he can turn Bud's slick counters into pure survival mode. And his entire camp has been built around that plan. Reports out of training show Canelo pounding the heavy bag with endless rounds, focusing on torque, leverage, and that bone-deep power you don't just feel, you remember. He's sparring with quicker, lighter partners to mimic Crawford's speed, while stacking up strength and conditioning circuits designed to keep him dangerous for all 12 rounds. His coaches are zeroing in on the body, knowing that as sharp as Crawford is, he's never faced a man who hits like a cruiserweight wearing a super middleweight skin. Do you want to stitch everything together now into one long, cinematic script so you can use it directly as a promo narration? Interview 13. And Canelo knows, if he can impose his will, bully Crawford onto the ropes and dig into that body, it only takes one mistake, one opening for the lights to go out. On paper, this fight looks like skill versus size. But Canelo's camp is proving something else. he's sharpening both. Come fight night, he won't just be the bigger man. He'll be the smarter, stronger, and more dangerous one inside that ring. That's why so many are calling it the fight of the decade. Because this isn't just Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. It's a war for legacy. A clash that feels bigger than belts, bigger than money, bigger than pound-for-pound rankings. Everywhere you look, people are weighing in. Legends are breaking it down on podcasts. Analysts are debating it on ESPN. YouTubers are firing off hot takes. And fans are going to war over across Twitter and TikTok.
Crawford, Canelo, who you got?
Crawford, Canelo? I still say Canelo.
I got Canelo too.
I still say Canelo. Ring IQ, I believe that Crawford has a bit more.
Yep.
However, it's just the size difference. I think that where Crawford is lacking is that he should test the waters even with somebody at that weight class before facing Canelo. But hey, they say he's a dog. He's got shot in the head and drove to the hospital, so maybe that's just his mentality.
Hey, let's see. Only one way to find out until that day comes.
It's the only way, but I definitely think that it's a great fight overall. You know, black and brown is how you get down.
The hype isn't manufactured. It's real. Because this fight feels like boxing's ultimate what if finally coming to life. And here's the wild part. This could be the last time we ever see Canelo Alvarez lace up the gloves. Think about it. He's already done it all. World titles in 4 divisions, wars with GGG, Mayweather, Kovalev, Plant, Bivol, you name it. If he beats Crawford, the man many believe is untouchable right now, what's left? There won't be another mountain to climb. Canelo could walk away on top. Head high, legacy untouchable, nothing left to prove. But flip the script. What if he loses? That's the part nobody's ready to face. If Crawford truly outclasses him.
Do you feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
That's the $1 million question. When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, that to me is going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. Right. Yeah. He's not getting rattled at all. Right. Berlanga's a big kid. Right. Yeah. So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard. Right. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork, which Canelo cannot handle. And we know that for a fact. It happened with Bivol, it happened with Mayweather, who schooled him left and right with no problem. And Canelo was way stronger than Mayweather. So there's
Don't you think Canelo's a better fighter than he was then, today?
A better fight? Yeah, a little better. Yeah, his footwork is still the same. He's flat-footed. He's very heavy on his feet.
Obviously, Canelo has the power to hurt anyone.
In this game, power means a lot. If you can't keep your guy off you, or you don't know how because it's too much pressure. Right. And the one thing about Crawford is that he knows how to handle the pressure. He's a savvy boxer, you know, and he doesn't run. And he has that heart. He's a dog. He has that heart. You want to fight me? I'm going to fight you.
Critics will claim he couldn't survive against the slickest technician of this era. Detractors will say he stayed too long, that he should have walked away sooner. His loyal fans will still stand by him, but his grip as the face of boxing could slip for good. That's the razor's edge this fight balances on. That's the true weight of these stakes.
Boxing Doctor News. Hold on to your gloves. Fight fans. The boxing world is buzzing about the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford showdown. Trainer Bob Santos is placing his bets on Canelo Alvarez, and here's why. It's all about size and power, folks. Canelo's been crushing it at super middleweight, while Crawford is making a massive leap up. Santos thinks Canelo's experience at 168 pounds will be too much for Crawford to handle. But don't count Crawford out just yet. He's undefeated for a reason. Will Canelo's strength prevail, or can Crawford's skills overcome the size difference? This fight's got everyone talking, and it's anyone's game. Who are you rooting for in this epic clash? Drop your predictions in the comments.
This fight isn't just about two greats colliding. It's about the future of boxing's throne. If Canelo wins, he retires a king. If he loses, the crown shifts, and it's Crawford's era to own. Either way, history will be written inside that ring. So now the question is, who walks out with their hand raised? Does Canelo's size, power, and experience finally shatter Bud's streak of dominance? Or does Crawford prove that skill, precision, and mindset can conquer even the biggest mountain in boxing? Drop your predictions in the comments. I'm reading every single one. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into Canelo's training camp, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next Gloves Off breakdown. Fight night is almost here, and trust me, we've got plenty more heat coming your way.